Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is now 6:30. We'd like to open the regular meeting of the Committee of the Whole 20-18 held this evening, Tuesday, October 9th. Mr. Schlantoff, would you lead us in O Canada, sir?
O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. Car combat se porte l'épée, et se porte la croix. Ton histoire est une épopée, tes plus brillants exploits. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Thank you very much, Bill. Madam Clerk, are there any addendum or delegation items?
There are no addendum items this evening, and there are two delegations, David Sisko and Harry Wells.
Thank you. I entertain a motion to confirm the agenda. Moved by Councillor Kenny, seconded by Councillor Butters. All those in favor? Opposed? It's carried. Are there any disclosures of interest this evening? Madam Butters?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I am going to declare an indirect pecuniary interest on item number 4, as I am a member of Branch 56 Royal Canadian Legion, so I will not vote on that item.
Fine, thank you. Any other conflicts? There be none. Adoption of the minutes, the regular meeting of Committee of the Whole 19-18 held on September 24th. Got a mover and a seconder, Mr. Dance, second by Mr. Bodner. All those in favor? It's carried. We'll move on to determination items requiring separate discussion. On my left? There are none. On my right? Mrs. Kenny?
Your Worship, I'll pull item 4 for their conflict.
Thank you.
We have to pull number 2.
Yes.
Number 2?
Number 2. Mrs. Butters, I'll put that into you. Any other items? Are there no presentations this evening?
Number 8, approval of...
Yes, approval of that items not requiring separate discussion. Moved by Councillor Bodner, seconded by Councillor Dance. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Again, no presentation. We have the delegations, but I think we'll hear those delegations during the discussion of items requiring separate discussion. Item number 2 specifically. My report this evening makes reference to Fire Prevention Week is this week across Ontario, and another reminder for everyone to be fire safe. Please ensure your smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors are in good working condition, and if you are unsure, please give our fire department a call and they will come out for an inspection. This coming Saturday, October 13th, there will be an open house at the fire hall from 10 to 2 with activities for the whole family, and it's a great day or afternoon to teach fire prevention to our children. We hope to see you there. Now, as we are all aware, the municipal election is coming. The clerk has asked me to remind everyone that the election will be on Monday, October 22nd, and that the advance polls open this week. The first 2 advance polls will be held at the Bocce Club at the Valley Health and Wellness Center on Wednesday, October 10th, and Saturday, October 13th from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. The final advance poll will be held in this council chambers on Wednesday, October 17th from 10 to 8 p.m. Again, as indicated, election day is Monday, October 22nd, and there are 8 regular polling stations established. Please check your voter registration card for location of your personal polling station. The polling stations are also listed on our website, or you can drop by City Hall to inquire. On Thursday, October 11th, the Port Colborne Wainfleet Chamber of Commerce is hosting a meet and greet and a mayoral debate at the Roseland Center starting at 5:30 p.m. And details are available on the Chamber of Commerce website. Let's all participate and vote. I'd like to acknowledge Scott Lawson, our new Deputy Fire Chief, and extend our congratulations to Scott, who was recently also graduated from the Association of Municipal Clerks and Treasurers of the Ontario's Executive Diploma in Municipal Management. Working towards a professional designation is a significant milestone requiring years of hard work, acumen, intellect, and sacrifice. The sense of accomplishment when it is complete speaks for itself. Scott, we look forward to working with you in your new role, and certainly congratulate him on his position as Deputy Fire Chief. It's an important position. Our regional councilor is not here with us this evening. Councilors' items, these are items that issues that councilors have to ask staff. Mrs. Butters.
Thank you. Could we just go back to the regional council side of things for a moment? Because I just have a quick question for you maybe.
If I can answer it, yes,
Okay.
go ahead.
So at the last meeting, there was a presentation from the Niagara Regional Housing at the last regional council meeting.
Last regional council meeting
And it
was
had
last
to do with
Thursday.
yes. And it had to
I
do,
did not attend.
Okay.
I had a wedding in my family and
okay.
was involved with that.
Then you probably don't have the answer to it. But my curiosity was about the hybrid model that is being looked at, I guess, and I wondered if it would include more representation from a greater number of municipalities, was my question.
I cannot respond to that.
Okay, but
No.
thanks anyway. So I actually do have one though, under councilors'
Go ahead.
items. That's okay?
Yes, please.
So
proceed.
what I want to do is bring forward a motion to direct staff to bring back a report with recommendations regarding an interim control bylaw for cannabis production and dispensary. And I would like that hopefully for like November 13th, which is the next time we would be meeting.
Is there a seconder for that motion? Councilor Kenny?
I think it's really important that we get
Proceed
ahead of
with
that
discussion.
curve.
Go ahead, Mrs. Butters.
Yes. But I think it's important that we get ahead of that curve as quickly as possible. And
Okay. Further discussion? I think it'll be appropriate then to vote on it right here.
okay,
All those in favor? Opposed? It's carried.
thank you.
We're good, Madam Clerk. Any other council's issues or inquiries? Steve, one follow-up to my earlier inquiry with you this evening that the crosswalk on Clarence near Catherine has been started. There was a lot of activity there last Friday. And can you give us an update on that?
Yes, it's been, it was started the first week of October. We're currently progressing and on track to complete it at the end of October. Right now, we're just running the underground feeds for the hydro, and the region will be coming to do the final connections for the electrical, and we will have our concrete contractor in to finish the sidewalks. So we're on track still.
Good, thank you. There are a lot of eyes watching that project. Any other? Ron.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just kind of a public service announcement. October 14th, there will be a candidates night at the United Church in Shirkson on Highway 3 for Ward 4 candidates, mayors, and the regional reps.
What time is that?
2 to 4, October 14th.
Okay, thank you.
United Church in Shirkson on Highway 3.
Thanks for bringing that up to date. No other inquiries of staff? And reverse, are there inquiries or responses by staff to previous items? Card rate, Chief.
Thank you, Your Worship, and thank you for mentioning the open house and Fire Prevention Week. I appreciate it. To go along with that, as you're well aware, we were fortunate enough to be awarded some carbon monoxide alarms, and also with that, we are offering smoke alarms for the month of October free of charge to those that require them in the city. They have to contact our office at 905-834-4512 to arrange for an appointment, and we'll come 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to assist you in making your home safe. That's for homeowners, not landlords. I would also like to say, in conjunction with that, I have a good news story that occurred because of this very program. Just after we had the unfortunate incident last, would be 2 years ago this coming December, in which we had lost 4 lives, we received a complaint about a property in the city with regards to no working smoke and carbon monoxide alarms in it. We attended that property, installed working smoke and carbon monoxide alarms as well. We charged the landlord and were successful in court with that. Significant fine was issued against them. But last Thursday morning at about 2 o'clock in the morning, the mother and father were alerted by the smoke alarm that we had installed in the basement, and they were able to get their 4 children out, ages 1.5 to 5, as well as themselves, and we were able to extinguish the fire relatively quickly. Small fire, lots of smoke, but the smoke alarm actually probably in all likelihood was helpful in saving their lives. I'm not saying they would have lost their lives, but quite frankly it alerted them and got them out of bed at 2 o'clock in the morning. So it was one of the alarms that we had installed. So just wanted to let everybody know that. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. That proves the viability of your program. That's great. Good news. Any other members of staff? Yes, Ms. Craig.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and through you. At the last council meeting, I received an inquiry from Councillor Bodner concerning Centennial Beach, and so I followed up with staff in the meantime and have been informed that yes, there was a noticeable increase in attendance at that beach. So right now, staff are in the process of reviewing parking requirements as well as waste receptacles and other needs, and those needs will be presented at the next budget deliberations for 2019.
Thank you, Ashley.
Yes, Ron?
It just sparked another thing I was going to say. Sorry, not Ashley necessarily, but there was a fall event put on by the merchants in Market Square. I got there towards the end of it, and actually it was some of the firemen that were there said that people were asking quite often for washrooms. There was no washrooms. If we're involved at all, or if we're, partially involved, I think we should look at Johnny on the spots or something. Some people actually went home rather than stay. They had entertainment there and that. So just something that if we're inviting a large crowd to an area, it's not fair to have either businesses around there or restaurants or something, supplying all the washrooms for an event like that. So if we could just put that on our radar to make sure that doesn't happen again, thanks.
Also, I think the BIA would make a note of that as well for next year. Good point. Nothing further then, moving on to consideration of items requiring separate discussion. We have number 2 is the first one on the Winter Waters.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Planning and Development Department, Planning Division, Report 2018-138, subject site alteration permit for Colborne Quarries.
Thank you. Seconder for the recommendation, Councillor Bodner. Discussion?
Well, we're in a bit of a pickle, Mr. Mayor, because we don't have a planner with us tonight. And I don't know if Todd is prepared to answer the questions. This is a pretty serious report, one that we need to, I think, tread carefully with. I don't know how
Todd, are
my
you
friend
prepared to
over there
respond
feels.
No, not
to
at all. I
questions on this issue?
I wouldn't be doing it justice to try and answer any questions on that. I
Okay.
haven't had
So-
enough preparation on that.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Do
So
we-
as much as I hate to have to defer something, I think we do need our planner here, who has been all along throughout the process with us in each application, anything to do with the quarry. And I know there's people here that have come to speak to it, and so I guess it's like the will of council. Would you want to hear the people that have come here tonight? Do you want to put it off till the November 13th would be our next council meeting? I know on a deferral you're not supposed to have a discussion, but there is something a little bit here to discuss.
We understand the problem. Councillor Bodnar, again, let's make the discussion very brief.
Sure, just because she hasn't made the deferral yet, right?
I haven't actually made it, I'm
No.
just saying what I said.
So, I think on the surface, this is a really good idea, but I think we need to get it right. There's certainly some questions from people that live around there, and I think that anything to do with the quarry has been kind of a hot button issue. At least people want to know about it very thoroughly. We got this Thursday afternoon. I'm not sure if people have even seen it necessarily that need to. And I would agree with Councillor Butters that certainly the planner should be here so that can answer any questions. But I, for one, would like to hear what the people that want to speak, because it may spark other questions, and we can get those answers before, if we're going to defer it before the next meeting.
So you would like to hear from our delegations?
I would.
And then if you feel, if Todd doesn't feel confident, there may be a motion of deferral coming shortly after the hearing of the delegation. Sorry. Yes, Council members.
If the majority council wants to hear the presenters, we can do that without asking Todd, without directing questions, to Todd, right, because he's not a planner. Maybe he could write down some questions for Dan, and then November 13th, there maybe would be some preparation from whatever arises, and then we could still defer it, right?
Yes, we haven't addressed that yet. Councillor Kenny.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We have half of council missing, sir, and this is an important issue. I appreciate that Councillor Bodnar wants to hear the delegations speaking, but closer to that evening, I think would be better than 3 weeks. We're 4 weeks actually away. So I'm going to make the motion to defer. And if I get support, I do, and if not, then I don't. But I am making a motion to defer this until we have a planner sitting there to ask questions. Thank you.
Is there a seconder for that motion? Councillor Danch? Call for the vote on the deferral. All those in favor? Opposed? It's carried. This matter is now deferred. Gentlemen, thank you for your attendance this evening. Unfortunately, we'll have to have you back on the 13th of November. Item number 4. Alderman Kenny.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Carol Madden, Property Chairman, Royal Canadian Legion, Branch 56, for Colborne request for Poppy Week, October 26th to November the 11th.
Is there a seconder for the recommendation? Councillor Bodnar? Discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? It's carried. That would appear. Are there any notices of motion? There being none, I would entertain a motion for adjournment of the regular meeting of the Committee of the Whole. Councillor Danch, Councillor Kenny, All those in favor? Opposed? It's carried. Thank you. That meeting is now adjourned, and we'll move on to the regular meeting of council 25-18, held today, Tuesday, October 9th, following the committee of the whole meeting. Meeting is called to order. Are there any addendum items, Madam Clerk?
No, there are no addendum items this evening.
Entertain a motion to confirm the agenda. Moved by Councillor Kenny, seconded by Councillor Danch. All those in favor? Carried. Are there any disclosures of interest this evening? Councillor Butters?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Item number 4, to do with Poppy Week, as I'm a member of Branch 56 Royal Canadian Legion, so I will declare an indirect pecuniary interest.
Thank you. It shall be so noted. Upon item number 5, adoption of minutes. The special meeting of Council 22-18 held on September 24th, 2018. A special meeting of Council 23-18 held on September 24th, 2018. And the regular meeting of Council 24-18 held on September 24th, 2018. Call for a motion to adopt those minutes. Councillor Bodner, seconded by Councillor Danch. All those in favor? Opposed? It's carried. Determination of items requiring separate discussion. Move on to approval of items not requiring separate discussion. Oh, Councillor, I'm sorry. I didn't notice. Go ahead, Councillor.
Sorry, Mr. Mayor. I got to pull number 4 for the conflict. And items requiring separate discussion. Number 4 for the councillor's conflict. Thanks.
Okay. Okay. Discussion on number 4. It's been moved, and is there a seconder for that? Councillor Danch? That's any discussion? Being none, all those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Number 7.
Approval of items not requiring separate discussion. Moved by Councillor Kenny, seconded by Councillor Butters. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Proclamations. Poppy Week, October 26th to November 11th. Is there a mover for that proclamation? Councillor Bodner, seconded by Councillor Kenny. All those in favor? Opposed? It's carried. Number 10, minutes of boards, commissions, and committees. Madam Clerk, could you recite those?
So there are several minutes this evening. Minutes of the Environmental Advisory Committee meeting of May 9th, 2018. Minutes of the Port Colborne Public Library Board meeting of July 10th, 2018. Minutes of the Social Determinants of Health Advisory Committee, Everyone Matters meeting of February 1st, 2018, and May 3rd, 2018.
Okay, mover for those minutes. Adoption. Councillor Dance. Seconder, Councillor Bodner. All those in favor? Opposed? It's carried. Consideration of bylaws, Madam Clerk.
Bylaws to be considered this evening are 6620-75-18, being a bylaw to adopt a policy and procedure for disposal of surplus property in Port Colborne, and 6621-76-18, being a bylaw to adopt, ratify, and confirm the proceedings of Council of the Corporation of the City of Port Colborne at its regular meeting of October 9th, 2018.
I entertain a motion to move those bylaws in bulk. Moved by Councillor Kenny, seconded by Councillor Danch. All those in favor? Opposed? It's carried. There being no further business this evening, I call for a motion of adjournment. Frank? Seconded by Councillor Bodner. All those in favor? Opposed? It's carried. This meeting is now adjourned.
Well, that was fast.